One of the things that I think is pertinent to both both arguments, right, is this question of technology, the mechanism of delivery. So, you look at it and, newspapers, for example, in fact, most media, physical media, has been subsidized in its distribution since, the founding of this country, right? We've always had very favorable postal rates that have made it a very different proposition to get the news to people, right? So we've gone, I think, first of all, and technologically, we've gone from some subsidy to no subsidy in that sense, and so there is kind of a shifting right there in what maybe the burden is for supporting journalism in general. But also, I think the question of what will happen has a lot to do with that delivery mechanism and what the technologies are there for. I mean, I think one question of whether or not people will pay is how easy is it for them to pay? And I think anybody who has, iTunes would probably find that they're spending a lot more on music, in a more consistent way than they were perhaps when it was a question of obtaining physical media, right? Because it's just easy. It's sort of one click. We order books, we order clothing, we do all this stuff. And so, I mean, I think both models have merit, but I do think it's important to remember that we have been working under a subsidy system in forever. And so perhaps one question is, what does a similarly styled subsidy or offset, or however you want to name it, look like when the primary mechanism for accessing news is digital? I think I'd like to see the industry kind of open up a little bit and embrace more of the possibilities of what engaging, being able to reach new populations and actually, frankly, new markets, right? I mean, there are billions of people, every year. I think it was in 2008, India added 100 million mobile subscriptions. Okay, that's 100 million new people who are looking for information. So I'd like to see a journalism that's capitalizing on that and really being optimistic and open to what new participants in this journalistic world can help it become.